Step 3 of the mental workout is called the Vision and Integrity Highlight Reel. This is the visualization portion of the mental workout. Now, visualization is one of the most underutilized tools out there, especially outside of the sports world. And it's the #1 tool in sport and performance psychology. It's so effective that if you are not doing it on a daily basis, there is no way you are performing to your potential. If you haven't done much or any visualization, I think it can be common to kind of think of it as a little mystical, like not super concrete or worth the time. But let me assure you, the research on visualization is pretty remarkable. Visualization produces measurable impacts on the brain. In fact, our brains are not very good at telling the difference between what we're visualizing or imagining and what we're actually experiencing. And we can use this to our advantage to reinforce those brain pathways and connections that we want to. Remember this phrase, what fires together wires together. This refers to the brain's neuroplasticity, an ability to mold and rewire itself through training. Well, visualization is like training on steroids. In fact, 1 minute of visualizing something is as good as 7 minutes of actually physically practicing it. So if you want to make changes in your life, you want to feel more confident, you want to push yourself to stay consistent on your process, you want to feel more energized or happier or more present, visualize it. And that's exactly what we're going to do in the Vision and Integrity Highlight Reel of the mental workout. Now, before we get into exactly what we're going to visualize, let me teach you how I want you to visualize. There are 3 guidelines to visualizing in the most effective way possible. Number 1, first person. I want you to see in your mind what your eyes would really see in real life versus visualizing in third person where it's like you're watching a movie of yourself. Now, both are beneficial, but first person is just more effective. Guideline number 2, detail. Put as much detail in there as you can. The details make it stickier in our brains. Think about what you see, what you hear, how you want to feel. And that brings us to our 3rd guideline. Feel it. The most important detail for you to focus on is how you want to feel. For example, if one clip of your highlight reel is you giving a client presentation, focus on feeling confident and energized and in control. If you have a clip of yourself exercising, focusing on feeling strong and healthy. All right, now let's talk about what you will visualize in the mental workout. Now, the Vision and Integrity Highlight Reel has 2 parts. Part 1 is the vision. You're going to start by taking 30 seconds to visualize that vision of self-image that we developed in week 1. So you get about 10 seconds for each of your 3 scenes from your vision of self-image, 30 seconds total. Now, you've been reviewing this consistently for the past couple weeks, so now we're just going to simply turn it into a visualization, imagining yourself in the scene that you've created for yourself. So let's practice. I'm going to give you a cue after every 10 seconds to move on to the next scene. So go ahead and close your eyes. I want you to take 10 seconds and start with that first scene in the vision of self-image. All right, now go ahead and move on to your second scene. Go ahead and move on to the third scene of your vision of self-image. Awesome. Now that might have felt a little awkward, but every time you do it, you get a little bit better at it. Just try to pack in a bit more detail and a bit more focus on how you want to feel every time you do it. Remember, doing this every time you do your mental workout reminds you of why you're putting in the work every day. The process is repetitive. It's boring. That's why most people quit working towards their goals. But reminding yourself of the why keeps it meaningful. It keeps you aligned with your purpose. So now let's move on to the second part of the Vision and Integrity Highlight Reel, the integrity piece. This is where you're going to visualize what you need to be doing each day to make that vision a reality, your process goal. Now remember, we're starting with one process goal, but as you go, you may add 1 or 2 additional process goals as long as you keep up the consistency on that first one. So to start, you're going to take 10 seconds to visualize yourself executing that first process goal. So for example, if your process goal is to exercise 4 days per week, you may see yourself putting on your tennis shoes first thing in the morning and heading out the door on a run, focusing on feeling proud of yourself because you went even though you didn't want to. And then you may shift to see yourself returning back to your house, feeling energized, knowing that you prioritize what's most important. About 10 seconds total. Or if your process goal is to work on marketing content for 30 minutes, 5 days a week, maybe you see yourself sitting down at your desk, putting your phone across the room, starting that 30-minute timer and getting to work. Then maybe you see that timer going off and feeling proud of yourself for putting in the work. All right, so let's practice. Let's practice taking 10 seconds to visualize you completing your process goal. I'll tell you when to go and I'll tell you after 10 seconds. So go ahead and close your eyes and go ahead and start. Good. I know you may feel a little awkward at this at first. It's new to you. You may not feel like you're doing it right, but let me tell you, if you are doing it at all, you're doing it right and getting the benefits. Like most things, you'll get better at it as you go. In the next lesson, we'll put all the tools together in your mental workout. But until then, keep up writing down your 3 most important tasks for the day, including your process goal. And now, let's replace reviewing your vision of self-image with taking about 40 seconds to visualize your vision and integrity highlight reel. So remember, that's 30 seconds visualizing that vision of self-image, those 3 scenes, and 10 seconds to visualize your process goal. Really great work. You've made it this far. You are making a real impact.